Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Tuesday, 4th February 2024, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Trinidad and Tobago's Police Service Commission recommends to government replacing current embattled Commissioner of Police with deputy. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's a service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. It's official. Erla Haywood Christopher will not resume duties as Trinidad and Tobago's Commissioner of Police. The Prime Minister on Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, will table a motion in Parliament from the President of the Republic where Deputy Commissioner of Police Junior Benjamin has been nominated to act as Commissioner of Police. This comes on the heels of an investigation into Haywood Christopher and retired Major Roger Best over the procurement of 2 sniper rifles and accessories for the SSA. Haywood Christopher was arrested and detained for 2 days at the Sinclair police station, but was released from custody on Saturday after the Director of Public Prosecutions advised investigators to do so pending further inquiries. According to the order paper, Assistant Commissioner of Police Kurt Simon has also been nominated to act as Deputy Commissioner of Police. Christopher made history as the first female to be appointed to the top cop post. There is no official word from the Police Service Commission on whether it terminated Haywood Christopher's appointment or from the government on whether the 3.5 months remaining on her contract were terminated or bought out. Disappointing. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's comments when speaking to reporters following the official opening of the Grand Shemin fishing facility in Moruga regarding the arrest and detainment of Commissioner of Police Erla Haywood Christopher. More in this TTT news item.
Dr. Rowley emphasized that the ongoing investigation and its result is a matter for law enforcement, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Whatever has happened, that is just coming to that a senior officer like that could have apparently run afoul of the law. But I know that in Trinidad and Tobago, we are a nation governed by laws. There's protection for the innocent. A person is innocent until proven guilty, and due process is guaranteed.
Prime Minister Rowley denied some reports suggesting that the government was involved in the situation.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago does not identify any person to become the subject of police investigation, charge, or prosecution. That is a matter for the police, and there's no role in that process of prosecution for the government. So just let's get that very clear.
The Prime Minister clarified that if the police commissioner is indicted, the Police Service Commission will have the responsibility to deal with the matter.
Remaining on the issue of the recent detention of Police Commissioner Erla Haywood Christopher of Trinidad and Tobago, a former National Security Minister, Jack Warner, responds to the detention of the top cop, describing it as an embarrassment to the country, giving criminals a chance to laugh at the police. Nicole M. Romney of TV6 News reports.
According to the Express, senior police sources say they were investigating who signed off on the documents to allow the importation of the high-powered weapons that later found their way to the SSA. Speaking on the TV6 Morning Edition, Mr. Warner said the entire situation is shameful.
I think it is unfortunate that this has to happen during the state of emergency. At least I am of the view that our criminals must be laughing at us. I don't understand up to this point in time, Malon, whether she has been detained or whether she has been arrested or whatever, because all the news are so fuzzy that one does not really know. But whatever it is, I think it's an embarrassment to the country.
Warner tells us the nation is confused and someone in authority must clear the air.
There seems to be a vacuum, a void in the country right now, and somebody has to fill it. And if the Prime Minister is not doing so, they should at least send his Prime Minister in waiting. And if he's not doing so, then the least they could do is to send Mr. Hines as Minister of National Security. But somebody has to speak to the country and to do so early. You can imagine the international repercussions this is having for outside this country. I mean, if I were a businessman here, I'd be very worried indeed.
Warner says the commissioner does not have the authority to sign off on these high-powered rifles.
These rifles are sniper rifles, which are prohibited by law from entering this country. And I don't know how she could have made that error, because normally she's a person who does not grant FULs to anybody, and people have to go to court to get FUL approvals. Why then should she, in October 2023, approve 2 sniper rifles, and knowing that those 2 rifles are illegal in this country? That is what is shocking me.
The former National Security Minister stressed that it seems no one is held accountable for anything, not even when a mystery boat sank when it was being towed to land. He warned, if this continues, we will fail as a nation. Nicole M. Romani, TV6 News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick,
in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Suzette Martin says the police service is resilient and remains committed to serving Trinidad and Tobago in spite of the development involving Erla Harewood Christopher.
Even with the police commissioner being the subject of an investigation, the TTPS will continue to operate effectively.
I want to reassure the public that the arrest of the Commissioner of Police does not affect the day-to-day operations of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Our officers remain committed to serving and protecting the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and the executive, our Assistant Commissioners of Police, are also here with us today, and we will continue to function without disruption.
Martin says the safety and security of the public remains the top priority of the TTPS. She added that the TTPS will provide updates as appropriate, but it must be mindful of not compromising the ongoing investigations. When asked about the morale of the TTPS and how its operations will continue without its head, DCP Benjamin explained that
even at this time, we have Deputy Commissioners of Police. Each Deputy Commissioner is given a responsibility, and each of those responsibilities totally compass all that is needed to ensure the effective and efficient working of the police service.
In the interim, he says that the TTPS will be awaiting the Police Service Commission to give further directions in terms of the leadership. It was also noted that the ACPs will be aiding with the ongoing operations of the organization. Speaking briefly to the media after the press conference, Martin was asked how she felt about questioning a fellow colleague. "It's not a nice feeling," Martin said. Alexander Bruswell, TV6 News.
Bahamian passport ranked number 16 in the world. More in this ZNS News item.
Our passport is ranked number 16 in the world by the Passport Index. Great news there, isn't it? The country's passport strength is demonstrated in the myriad of nations we're allowed to travel to. So if you're planning that summer vacation, that's a plus right here. Chief Passport Officer Nicholas Simonet credits this to the strong security featured embedded in the Bahamian passport.
Based on what we're asked to verify, based on working with our provider, our software provider, there has been no document that has ever originated that has even come close to resembling our passport or meeting the security features embedded in the passport.
Simonet, who appeared on The Rundown with Clint Watson, touted the passport office's push to cement an improved government interagency partnership for a smoother process.
This allow us and all government agencies that are related to try to create an ease of process, lower the bottlenecks, and just work together, right? So we can actually head to our 7 to 10 business days in those cases.
Police in the Bahamas, meantime, voiced concern about what they see could be a growing criminal enterprise involving courier services. Corville Pipefrom of ZNS News reports.
Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Roberto Goodman is serving notice to those engaging in drug trafficking.
Those persons who think that they could go out there and be selling drugs to our wonderful boys and girls in our society. The persons who live off these profits, who benefit from it. We're coming after you. We're coming after you. We're going to take whatever assets you have. We're coming after you.
Of concern lately, Senior ACP Goodman says, courier companies being used to facilitate this activity. Police, he told reporters Thursday, have already begun the crackdown, already netting some considerable success.
We have some companies that we had information on, and as long as we have the information, like I said, that we send our intelligence persons in, and then be able to do some things covertly and be able to make some significant arrests.
This is the latest public smear on the industry in recent months. Late last year, Consumer Protection Commission Executive Chairman Randy Roll revealed that oversight body was keeping close watch on courier businesses after receiving more than 300 complaints from customers ranging from high shipping prices to lost packages. As for alleged criminal activity, Senior Assistant Commissioner Goodman says while illegal drug shipping is the top focus, there are other concerns as well.
Not only drugs, we also found weapons, and we also found, like I said, ammunition, along with some other things. So we're making some significant impact in terms of those things. Persons who work within those companies were able to facilitate some of the persons outside who was involved in these drug transactions. And so as long as we have the intelligence, and then we go after the persons, we target them, and we able, like I say, to bring them before the courts and charge them before the courts.
Police aren't naming any of these courier companies for taking part in this alleged activity. Rather, Senior Assistant Commissioner Goodman says police are working with these companies to ensure that they don't find themselves falling on the wrong side of the law. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corville Pipefrom.
St. Kitts and Nevis government reaffirms commitment to deported nationals from the United States. Andre Huey of SKN Newsline provides details.
In a press release issued this week, the government said it is aware of the plans of 1.4 million nationals of various countries to be repatriated to their homelands, including 68 nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis. It says that to date it has not received any official communication regarding this repatriation process. At the same time, however, the government says it will not turn its back on its nationals and will make its best efforts to resettle them in the land of their birth. The release said, quote, "We believe that each son and daughter of our country has skills and talents that can serve the advancement of our sustainable island state. St. Kitts and Nevis is a caring and progressive nation, and the care we give must always be extended to our brothers and sisters without reservation or consternation," end quote. The government said it will continue to cordially work with all nation states as an advocate and champion for human rights. It said, quote, "While we encourage all countries to be havens of humanity, we do our part to ensure that our nationals will always have a place in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis," end quote. This statement comes against the backdrop of plans by the U.S. government to deport more than 1 million people, which includes over 42,000 Caribbean nationals. It must be noted, however, that many of the listed persons would have been processed toward the end of President Biden's administration and are now included under President Donald Trump's immigration policies. President Trump has signaled his intent to implement mass deportations as his administration seeks to fix the U.S. immigration system. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. reassurance we give. It's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.